And believe that we can feel them all. Believe that we can conquer them. Okay, now I'm going to use a hard brush on this one. Okay, we're going to do this right and do it the right way. So we're going to learn step by step. First, let me see. Show structure. Out on the side, it's for me, not you. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do all the boring stuff today. I'm gonna figure this all out. I'm gonna finally, for the first time in my entire life, do this right. Alright. Oh, they won't let me do that. Okay, that's cool, that's fine. Can I make this, like, small? No, that's, okay. It says, which is the method of naturality connecting to colors together? Okay. First, I'm gonna put this away. Alright. You might have heard the term blending. Well, many people tend to do blending intuitively. Okay. What's up, how do you say this? Oh, well, okay. Yesterday you closed your live. Why? Yesterday you closed your live. Why? No problem if you do it wrong. I mean, why am I closing my live? Why? Wait, what kind of question is that? I'm not sure. Paint in ways that are accustomed to. Says, once we understand the proper use of brushes as blending tools together. Okay. Make sure. Just make sure here. Say, we're going to something close to that. Alright, to express how shadows blend, blur, and fade away. Okay. Since we're covering tool techniques in this lecture, okay, you do that. I won't be fully conveyed through online something. However, I will share tips and know how to experience. Okay. Okay, to help check common mistakes in painting. Okay, to end, discuss ways to handle tones more. Okay. Oh, wait, did I? Hold on. I just forgot. Did I even make that public? I don't think I did. I don't think I did. Yep, I did not. There we go. Sorry about that. Okay. First, blending is simply the process of mixing colors together. Okay. In digital painting, programs like Photoshop, we can create intermittent values. Okay. By overlapping. It's similar to control watercolor paints. For example, okay, before blending is closely connected. Therefore, blending is connected to physical techniques like pen pressure and brush direction. Pen pressure. So he said pen pressure. Pen pressure. pressure, meaning how hard. How hard on stylus. Okay. And pen pressure in direction. 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 And placement to paint towards. Okay, so these two are connected. Okay, so that's what we need to know. So these two are connected. So two things I have to keep in mind: how hard I'm pressing on the section, and the direction it is probably going. That's probably what makes sense. Okay, so if I were to go, say, this direction, say if I go this way, I have to make sure that on where I'm going makes sense. Alright, so like say the lighting is coming from, say like from here, the light, right, and I have this square. I would have to make this part darker, but lightly get better. I think that's what he actually means. I think that's what he means, yeah. Alright, that's probably what he means. These two are correlated. So I have to remember, the direction and the pressure are both connected. So always remember that. I gotta remember that part. So I delete. So the direction and the pressure makes all the difference. So if I had to make sure, so pressure, press, and then combined with that is the direction on which that goes. Okay, these two are connected. Something I don't really take into account when I think of it now. Huh. I think that makes sense when you think of it now. Alright. So that's something I always ignored. Never really thought about the pen pressure. I always thought it was something to have, but never saw something was important to actually think about till now. So I'm gonna move this here. These two are combined. So small adjustments in brush pressure and direction. Okay. To create various natural gradients. Okay. Furthermore, these techniques will allow us to delicately control light and shadow depiction. Okay, and express dimension. Alright. While trying various brushes is good. I believe it's important to master basic tools, fundamentals, techniques, and okay. Makes sense. Okay. In this lecture, I focus on basic brushes. Okay. Along with pressure. Okay. Let's first Learn the basic blending tips of each brush, then practice applying these brushes. Okay, so he's showing me something like gray and black. Okay, there are bigger difference between two tones. Okay, let me copy what he's doing here. So he has two types of, so I'm going to make a new one, like two of them. Okay, we got this one. So I'm going to take that and take, say, this, and then like that. Then what we'll do is take that same one, copy, and then paste. Take that, and then switch it over here. Just like that. Got it. And now what we're gonna do is take this dark color, much darker color, like that. Not that dark, but dark enough. Okay, I'm gonna lock that. And then what I'm gonna do, hold on. What am I doing? Okay. About there. Okay. Close that off. Oh, I'll do it like exactly how he has it. I don't want to deviate from anything. So I'm gonna, oops. Okay. And then this side will be, I'll stay like that. How about that? A bit darker. Okay. And now we're going to do the opposite end. And now we're going to take this. Okay. I'm going to go up higher by a few notches up. Like this. Okay. And then I go here. Okay. Okay, there we go. So we did a job. Okay, we got exactly what he has. When blending two distinct different colors, you can start with less precise strokes initially. Okay, you can start with less, wait, what? I recommend adjusting the pressure more delicately. Okay. Once the blending creates subtle tone differences. Okay. For examples, and blend. Oh, go back. You're starting with the top one, so I'm gonna do the same. Okay. For example, when starting to blend areas with high tonal contrast. Okay, so he sampled from this one. Then he just kind of like, he didn't even draw it, he just kind of like this. Oh. Okay. So he's like, no, that's not gonna work, so I'm gonna... Okay, maybe if I do it like this. Kind of notice that it layers up on each other. Maybe it's the brush itself, because that's kind of annoying. That might cause trouble. So like if I grab this, and then I just layer it up like this. That, okay, pretty cool, got it. And he said it gets lighter as he goes, so like, so if I were to sample that, but slower, lighter and slower. But don't layer it up, that's where the problem's coming in. Right? To clearly establish the tone separation, okay. To clearly establish a tone separation. Okay. Later, when dividing tones within smaller differences, gradually reduce hand pressure naturally. Okay. Maybe I'm too used to just holding it tightly. Never really drawing softly. Never really did. Oop. And then we have this like gradient hard edge thing going on. Okay. I think that's the initial plan. It's to build on this idea of using soft pressure based on direction and making this gradient like placement. So I'm doing it slowly, but every time I do it slowly, make this more of a habit. So there's this gradient that's happening here. Yeah. Feels quite right doing that. There we go. Looks not that bad, right? I don't think so. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, as you increase the steps as desired, okay, these layers will naturally create a gradient. Okay, so it's here, if needed, you can reduce the pressure further. Okay, for more smoother and more natural expression. All right. If you start with areas of subtle tone differences. Okay, now we're going to go to this one. Okay, so oh, hold on. Okay. You need to begin with lighter pressure control. Okay. You need to begin with lighter pressure control. Okay. Okay, so I'll do what you're doing. So right here. Like that. Do it again. I don't think that was good enough. Pretty good, I think, based on the placement. Hello, Alex. How goes it? Okay. And okay. Yes, it's fun. It's okay. Pretty good, but I don't think it's perfect. So I'm gonna do that again. I'm gonna do it when I feel satisfied with it. Okay. What's up, Alex? What's good? I feel like it's just too light. Maybe that's the problem. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Hey, Jay, what's going on? Okay, so we're having a good transition. Similar to his, but his feels a lot better. So I'm gonna do it again. What's going on, Jade? Let's see here. That. Okay. Not bad. I can kind of see what's happening here. Okay, recording delicate work compared to the other areas. Okay. It's generally more effective to start with a somewhat opaque brush. Opaque. And then transition to a lighter brush. What's a lighter brush? The fuck does that mean? So it's better to begin with areas of high tonal contrast. Got it. High tonal contrast. Secondly, it's best to brush perpendicular. Okay. Brush perpendicular. Okay. It's better to begin with areas in high tonal contrast. Got it. Okay. Secondly, it's best to brush perpendicular. To the direction of the shading. For example, if the shading transitions horizontally, brush vertically up and down. Okay. This is the most intuitive way to use the brush. Okay. When you think about how the shading transitions, always consider brushing perpendicular to that direction. Got it. Okay, so he has another section similar to this one. So what I'll do is grab this. No, this one. Okay. Okay. Grab this, copy, paste. Okay. And then pull this down. Make this bigger. push this in a little. Okay. Okay. Hey, what's going on? Okay, so it seems like that's what he wants me to do, is to have a good understanding of that. So we're gonna do this again. Okay. Be perpendicular to the drawing. Gotcha. This will probably help me in the long run, to be honest. Hey. Okay. Secondly, this, oh. Okay, so this side is gonna be dark, a little more darker, so I'm gonna probably grab like this color and then go to this. Oop. Here, and then actually, he has it more like this. No, a little bit more. There we go. Cool. All right, so where do we go from here? To the direction of the shading transition. For example, if the shading transition horizontally is horizontal, if the shading is horizontally, brush up, vertical up and down. Okay, this is most intuitive way to brush. Okay. Okay. When you think about how the shading direction is going this way. Okay, when you always. Okay. Oh, so he does. Oh, so he doesn't like. Okay, so he wants to go up and down. So you grab it like this. Keep the pressure sensitive like this. Wait, is it gonna be one? Wait, I'm confused. Oh, I'm confused. Is it like this and then? See, that's the problem with this brush. I don't like it when it layers up like that. That is gonna be pain. So all I'll do is I'll go to the properties. Opacity, pressure, low pressure, opaque. What if I pick another pen? Maybe that might work. This one says photo brush. Photo. Okay, so also like if I. Ooh, this one's like if I pull it down, I have to do a bunch of nonsense. All right, so let me see. Go back here. I have a big. I can use the G pen. That's probably might work. Will it double? No, I don't think so. Okay, so. Okay, that might work better. Actually, better yet, if I take this. Oh, I see. Okay. So if I do it like this. Right? And then like that. So no, we don't want the same color. Like that, right? And then this. You gotta go watch my videos on that. Right now I'm focusing on color theory stuff that I can't deviate from that or I'm not gonna get anything done. So if you wanna learn that, it's in my YouTube videos. It's in my tutorials. It's in the descriptions. The playlist tutorials in there. It's in the descriptions because I know people constantly ask me this question. No problem. No problem. Thank you. Those who are unfamiliar with brushwork might pick colors and create diagonal or vertical strokes. Wait, he didn't do straight. Wait, hold up, I'm confused. No, he's going up and down. Best to maintain. Okay, wait. He says when you think about it, how to always consider brushing perpendicular to the direction. Okay. So when painting one structure, up, down, it's best to maintain a consistent brush direction. It's best throughout the single gradient. So wait, so is he doing what I think he's doing? So if I take it like this, and then hello, how goes it? Okay, there we go. Right. So all I have to do is make sure when I color, there you go, that's the problem. Thank you, I appreciate it. I hope you do well on your drawing. I appreciate it. I am doing a study. I'm doing value studies. I'm doing all the boring stuff. I'm not drawing anything in particular right now. Right now I'm trying to improve. So I'm watching this course on how to do that, so I can teach it to y'all in the future. Okay, it's like this. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, it's like a weird boomerang type thing that's happening here. All right. In such cases, the selected colors might appear unnatural. Okay. When crossing sections, so try to maintain one brush direction. Oh, okay, so he'll do like a section each. So if I have to redo this, he'll do it like this. And then he'll sample it again. sample it again. Maybe I'm going too light now. I have to find a good balance between them. If I don't do that, it's going to be weird. Okay. Okay. Now if I take this light, oh, see, that is a much more smoother gradient. I see now. Okay. It's a lot more smoother compared to the original. Alright, makes sense. Perpendicular to the transition direction. Okay. While this becomes natural with practice, beginners often struggle to utilize the brush efficiently. Okay. So let's do another section. Let's just keep trying to get it. Become second nature, it doesn't become awkward or strange. So I'll do it again. Oops. Do it again. Trying to be that bright. Okay, cool. Okay, now I gotta just blend this out. Do it again. Okay. There we go. Now it's getting more smoother as we go. It's not just these variants of different sections that we're seeing. We need to get that, well, the initial idea is to make it feel like a gradient, but yet also feels like it's alive at the same time. So like a sec. I'm doing a bunch of the boring stuff now. Okay. Ooh, that was too bright to be that done. Okay. Hmm. Oh, yeah, oops. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay. Third, think of blending as covering the colors you want to blend. All right, now he has 3 different colors here. So we're gonna delete. We're gonna, okay, grab this. Wait, what? Alright, sounds what the hell. Alright, so I'm gonna, it's bigger here. Why is, it's weird. Okay, anyway, so I'm over here. Alright, see where we go from here. Alright, rather than constantly picking colors with the eyedropper tool, okay. Oh, he had 2 colors. He had this color, this color. Okay. There you go. Alright, had these 3 colors. Third, think of blending as covering the colors you want to blend. Okay. Rather than constantly picking colors with the eyedropper tool, okay. Think of gradually covering the infiltrating colors. What? Wait, what? Rather than constantly picking colors with the eyedropper, think of gradually covering and infiltrating colors. This creates more natural results. For example, you can sweep from the light area then from the shadow area. What? Wait, what? Begins to the struggle until it realizes essential. Third, think of blending as covering the colors you want. Rather than constantly picking colors with the eyedropper. Think of gradually covering and infiltrating colors. Think of gradually covering. This creates more natural results. So you took from this, for example, you can sweep from the light area. So you take this and you sweep from the light area, he said. Sweep here, and then, but he did this gradually like this. Right? Is that what you're trying to pull off here? Okay. Oh, okay, so like, oh shit. Okay, so grab this. Oh. Okay, so grab this. Wait, what? Back from the light area into the shadow. Okay, so he took that same one that was shaded and went like this. You can start creates more of a natural results. Back from the light area. You can start from the shadow to the middle. Okay. And from the light area to the middle. What? No, Chrissy does. Or you do. And from them, instead of all becomes natural with practice. The beginners all have struggled to utilize brush effectively. Okay. Third, think of blending as covering this thing. Okay, third, think of blending as covering the colors you want to blend. Think of gradually covering and infiltrating colors. Gradually covering and infiltrating. Covering, infiltrating, covering, infiltrating, covering, infiltrating, covering, infiltrating. Okay. For example, you can sweep from the light area. Then from the shadow area. Okay. And back from the light area into the shadow. You can start from the shadow to the middle. And again, from shadow to light area. Shadow to light area. Oh. Oh, look how more clear that looks. Okay. Look at that. Okay. Instead of thinking about filling each section with one stroke, consider gradually overlapping and expanding colors. Consider gradually overlapping and expanding colors. Fourth, when blending, brush strokes that expand by pressuring out the tone are very effective. Okay. Don't just think about filling the space with the selected color. Instead, think about pressing and pushing the color. Pressing and pushing the color when the brush. This is where you can explain. Yes, I do gaming. Let me see both. Well, no, we did that yesterday night. We was playing Peak and Zenless Zone. For example, if you keep picking and applying the color repeatedly, or if you keep detaching and reapplying this color multiple times, the colors tend to layer unnaturally. Okay, so what should I do about that? If you want to create a gradual transition from here to here, I think later on today, it's better to pick the color. Right now I'm focusing on studies. Once I'm done with studies, I might play Marvel Rivals or something. Marvel Rivals. Zenless and probably peak again, I don't know. Figure that out. And I think next week I'm gonna have you guys pick a different set of games instead of the same 4. Push it out, wow. Push it out, what I was saying. Conversely, when you want to push from this side to that side. Rather than, it's better to start with strong pressure and gradually decrease as you move forward. Okay. Okay, so let me see. If I had to do that, okay, so I did this initial run. Okay, so let me see. Okay, got this. Delete this. But this time, delete. One, two, three, four. Okay, so how should I do this? Okay, he said to push from one place to the next. Instead of doing strokes every second like I was doing before, he said, take the color and just push it towards where you need to be. So if I were to grab this, I were to stretch this out. Let's just say I wanted to stretch this. Like if I want to stretch. Okay. All right. I wanted to push this, he said. Grab it and just push strong, but he said push strong, but gently. So like, okay, so erase this. I kind of want this a bit lighter here. So if I, like that, right. Okay, so. Interesting. So he said push them in a particular way. So I'll do that. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Okay, if you want to create a gradual transition from here to here, it's better to pick the color once and push it while gradually releasing pressure. Conversely, when you want to push from this side to that side, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's better to start with strong pressure and gradually decrease it as you push upward. Gradually what? Rather than overlapping strokes repeatedly, it's better to start with one strong pressure. Okay, so it's one strong pressure and gradually decrease it as you push forward. Okay, so I grab this, I push really hard and strong, and then I slowly but surely let's try it again. Interesting. There you go. So that's what he wants us to do. Instead of doing what we did before, where just every time we did like a section, we end up doing a repeated stroke, it'll look like this. But he's saying that if we take the idea of starting strong and then low, as we're going the direction we're going, we're supposed to. So if I have to write this down, so if I'm interpreting this right, hopefully I am, and I think I'll retain it better if I write it down and give notes to myself. I think that'll do better on my behalf. I'll write this down saying pressure. Okay, pressure. Start strong. Start strong. Direction should be wait, decrease by direction. Okay, so decrease, decrease as transitioning based on direction, based on direction. Okay, so must remember based on direction. Okay, so start strong, decrease as transitioning based on direction. Remember that. Okay, this is how you study. For those who are watching or paying attention, this is how you study. Most of you don't want to do this because it's boring. I understand. But if you want to improve and get good at drawing, these are the ways to improve, is to take notes, and as you go, tell yourself, repeat it, and understand it. This is the best way to understand and study if you're learning from a course or something, which I'm doing right now. So don't just sit there and watch it. Do exactly what the teacher is doing and then try to understand the mindset or framework of that. Why did they do this? How come they get to that result? Why would they get to that result? If you understand the when, where, why, and how, it clears up questions, and then you don't have to be guesstimating your way through and then hoping for the best and then wasting a bunch of time. This is how you improve. You have to do the work to get what you want. If you want to be the best artist in the UB, you gotta take notes, just like you're in school. That's just the gist of it. Some people are born a specific way where they can just kind of retain things off rip, but a lot of people can't do that. So the normies, like I am, has to try methods and take notes and try to remember things or make it easy to remember. So what I remember so far is the focus on this formula is that it's about pen pressure and direction. Pen pressure and direction. Okay? Pen pressure, direction, but with pen pressure, when starting off with the pen pressure, it has to start off strong, and then as it gradually keeps moving, it decreases in transitioning based on direction. So it will be like a strong, this side should be at least even more wider than it is over here, if I'm gonna just be honest. It's literally it's just a gradient, but it is what it is. So what we'll do is make this white, not that white, but white enough. Alright, so let's go. For areas that invalidly appear unnatural in this process, you can later blend the colors naturally. Arcade smoother gradients using the airbrush. Oh, okay. Okay, so okay. Alright, so once that happens, what we need alright, so let's redo this to a degree. Let's make one side just totally gray. Right here, and then Wait, what? Okay. And just delete it. Okay. Now we're going to go this darkness as he has it. How did he have it just now? Okay. Rather than overlapping strokes repeatedly, it's better to start with a strong pressure. For areas that inevitably appear unnatural in this process, you can later blend colors naturally. You can smooth the grain. Okay, so if I were to okay, and then whoa. I don't know. A smooth grain or something. Ferrofluid. Only at the boundaries where light and shadow meet. Face over. Unconsciously rubbing. What? Often leading to the structure breakdown. It's better to focus on treating. Wait, what? Go back. Hey, Silver, what's going on? What? We're fifth. It's best to think about blending only at the boundary where light and shadow meet. Unconsciously rubbing the entire surface often leads to structure breaking down. It's better to focus on treating just the mixing areas. Okay, bud. Keep doing what you're doing. Okay, I'm gonna grab this. Okay. deck collecting trolls? Is that what you're doing, deck collector? It's better to focus on. For example, if you... Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, bud. I'm so sorry, my dude. I'm incredibly sorry for you. I'm sorry. Like, I hope, even though you lost your family member, I hope that, the family can eventually, you know, heal from this. Oh, okay, they was going to go. No problem. Oh, were they sick or something? I had that same problem with a family member. They was dying, but it was like sick for a very long time, so it was kind of expected at that point. For example, if you paint this part once, then that part once. You paint this part once and keep painting different areas. Really? Okay, while adjusting brush size. Okay. Alright, I don't have the same shape of whatever this thing he's using, so I'm gonna probably have to make my own. So I'm gonna make a I don't know. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, bud. I hear you. Never be a slave to your emotions. Your emotions will betray you in most cases. Okay. And now what we'll do is take, not really sure, to be honest, because I didn't go to bed at all. I've been just working. I did a night shift, 12-hour night shift, and then I didn't go to bed. So I'm just kind of running on whatever's going on with me right now. Felt extremely motivated. Yeah. I feel extremely motivated just to... I think what it is because of the cosplayer. That's great. That's great. Yeah, you know, I always wondered. I know you say you have migraines. I got you, bud. Because I know you say you get migraines. I always wonder. You said it was what you get is hereditary, correct? If I remember right. you're familiar with the idea of CRISPR, right? Do you think, if you are, do you think that can help your situation or no? Ooh. How come? I was curious. Yeah, cause like yeah, because CRISPR, they say it's gonna be like the holy grail of medicine, where say you have like a very incurable disease, instead of trying to find a cure, the cure is to just go into your DNA and to take out the proteins or whatever that's causing that issue. So if you say you have like AIDS or something, right? Then you can go into your DNA, find the code, or because everyone's gonna be different, but like find the code that matches that particular DNA strand of like what that protein of like what AIDS are, and they can go into your DNA and just take it out, and you won't have AIDS no more. That's the general idea of things. They say they're doing it right now, but like, and then right now I think they're using CRISPR for the very thing for like de-aging and aging like rats and like mice. I think it was mice. They took two twin mice and aged up one 30 years or something like that. And that made it worse. Gotcha. Cause like because the people who did it to the rats, um, like the people did it to the rats, they said they're right now doing clinical trials. I don't think it's this month. I think it's next month. I said next month. I think they're going to be doing clinical trials on humans where they can try age and de-age you. So like you could be say I think the initial plan is to like age and de-age you by like what 10, 15, or 20 years at max. So like you could be 50 something, we'll age you back to like 30 something. You have the body of a 30-year-old, but you're canonically still 50. So like even though you'll look younger, have the body of a 30-year-old, will oh maybe that's why the whole ID thing is so funny. But anyway, you have the body of you have the mindset and the canonical understanding that you're that age. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely will. They'll go use for like bioweapon. I can see that using that for bioweapon. I don't think they're gonna just use it for only the good of humanity. You know, people. You know how we humans get down. We have something good and we purposely fuck it up on purpose, especially us Westerners. You know how that goes. Um, but yeah, I was thinking, cause like I was thinking that very thing. Oh, most likely. But like most people who are gonna probably get the de-agify is probably celebrities or very in known Illuminati motherfuckers. They're gonna probably get the you know get to actually do it. They might give it to like normies. Correct. So like yeah, I think that I can see them doing that. So if you want to de-agify yourself, you have to pay like a subscription, and if you can't pay it, they'll re-de-agify you back. Oh god, imagine that. You'd be like, oh, I want to be 30 again, or something at like 60 or something, and then you didn't pay your payment for the monthly payment of becoming young again. He's like, you know what? We're gonna grab you, put on a chair, strap you up, and turn you back to 60 or whatever the current age you are, and then yeah, I could see them doing that. I think there was a movie like that, right? It was called Repo Men or something. It was like instead of like aging, it was like a movie about if you didn't pay for the body parts that you paid for. you you just suck the youth out of you. I remember there was a movie like that. It was called yeah, it was called Repo Men. It came out in like I think it was 2013. I think it was around 2013, 2012. I think it was 2013. I think it was between the 2011, or minimum 2011, at max I think 2013. I don't think 2014. It was literally called repo menus in the far future, where people, if you have like you're at, like, you purchase like a heart that, like, a better heart. You don't get an organ heart, you get like a metal heart or something, and you have to pay a subscription for the metal heart that you have in your chest. If you can't pay it, they'll take it from you. They'll literally just kill you and take it for you. So the repo man will come after whoever did not pay their subscription fee. That was literally what it was. Now I remember it. Now, living the times we live in, we're not even we're not that far from that type of reality where everything's gonna be subscription based. You're gonna be tracked. You're gonna be watched. It's not that far off when you think about it. I can see that happening. I can see it happening where people will have that thing like in Futurama, where they will purposely let you kill yourself if you don't feel happy. You have to pay a fee to kill yourself or some shit. I can see that happening. I think It's a Gun was right. We're in an age where the satire is becoming reality. Yeah. Yeah. I think there was a patent that Netflix had. I don't know if they actually went through with it. I don't think they got approved. Yeah, I always feel that there is a camera. Like on those smart TVs, I think they are. No, they actually admitted this. I think Snowden actually blew the case off this. Like the people, like anything that was connected to the internet, you are being monitored and watched, like anything. And I think that's what he got in trouble with, because they call it treason or espionage. Can they really do that? How does that work? They use wavelengths? Like, how does that work? Is that even a real thing, or that's just a conspiracy theory type thing? Okay, now we're at where he is. I had to. Correct. Yeah, yeah. So they'll use echolocation and have like an image of like that location. So it, like, sends a ping and it gives you like a, you know. Yes, that's right. That's a real thing. Oh my god, scary. That is scary. Okay, so I technically copied what he did. So it's not a one-to-one, but we got the idea. Hello. Rusky, yeah. That's a Rusty. So I copied exactly what the teacher did here. So I'm going to apply what he did here to a degree. I can't. Is that a question, or that's a statement? Because I don't know any Rusky. I think that's a question. I'm not sure. All right, so I made the exact thing, or something close to what the teacher has, so I'm going to apply what he does here. I can't do a one-for-one because it's not exactly the same, but we'll still try apply what he did here. All right, so first thing, let's... Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Yeah, I gotcha, bud. I gotcha. Yeah. These streams, are you talking about mine? I think you're referring to mine. Yeah, I think that's what that is. Oops. Okay, I had to make it lighter. I didn't know how dark it truly was till I just realized. Okay, so there you go. There we go. All right, so we're going to darken here the areas there. Like that. I think that's fine. All right, so what did he say? It says, while adjusting the brush size and pressure each time. Okay, let's go back what he says. He says, unconsciously rubbing the entire surface. Often leads to structure breaking down. Often leads to structure breaking down. It's better to focus on treating just the mix areas. Okay. Hold on. For example, if you paint this part, then that part once. That part once. Okay. And keep painting different areas while adjusting the brush size and pressure. Okay, let me see if I can do this right. Okay, so I take this, turn this down a little bit, and then we go here. If I had to. But wait. Are we still applying that? Okay. So if I do it like this, so if I go through here, if I do it like this, and like this. Okay. Right. Actually, let's make it solid just for now. Right. Okay. And then, what if I want to go darker? No, much darker. Okay, yeah. Okay. Hello. How are you? I'm at work. Okay, right about here. Okay. And then like that. Hey. Oh, fuck. Okay. 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 But shouldn't. Okay. Alright. I don't think this is technically bad. Okay. Okay. Okay, while adjusting the brush size and pressure each time, it becomes difficult to maintain precise control. Okay. There's a study. Over the structure. The best approach is when we want to make this part angular. Okay. So blend just that part as needed and stop. If you want to make this part smooth, proceed with significant blending. Only after you achieve the desired level of blending. Okay. Wait. Whoa. So. Okay. So. Okay. So, how can I approach this? Okay. Let's take this out. He said. So we're gonna apply what he taught us. So it's more of the direction pressure plus. It's pressure plus direction. Okay. Wait, no. Is a strong pressure decreased transition based on the direction. Okay. I wish it was clear for me. Okay, let's see. So if I wanted to, let's see here, like this. And then like that. Hello. And then 7 years then. Huh. So if I do it like that, like we learned before, like this, and then like this. PT, just real quick, your name, PTK, that's based on on fighting game, like, is that a fighting game reference? Your name, PTK? I have a feeling that's a fighting game thing. Like a fighting game mechanic, because I remember in the arcades they used to have the... No, okay. Because the games like... Was it Street Fighter? Street Fighter, or like, any fighting game on arcade, when they was trying to, like... If you want to know the combinations, they have PTK. I think even Dead or Alive does this. They have PTK, P for punch, K for kick, and T. I don't know what that actually meant, but PTK usually was, or something in like Capcom would play. I think Marvel vs. Capcom or King of Fighters used to do that. Use that terms. Oh. Let me see. Probably or NCAD. T is for technique. I think so. Okay. Okay, because like I wasn't sure why they were referred to as PTK. Well, I've punched and kick, but I never see what the T was. Never really, or maybe for tech. I think we use that word tech in gaming. forgot what that actually means. Do it again. Oh, that's what he meant. Oh, looks a lot more like, okay, compared to this is just painting, but this feels a little bit more unified. Oh, okay. Oh, Neon Cat. Oh my god, I grew up with that shit. I grew up with that, and I think there was two types of popular cat that was around in the early days of YouTube. It was Neon Cat and the one with the keyboard cat. Oh god. I don't know how much money that dude ever made off that shit. I remember back in the day, like, if you had one viral video, that was enough to feed your whole family for a good years. Now you have to actually make viral videos to feed your family every year. I remember if you had one good viral video and it was getting millions of views, that was enough to feed your entire life. Can't do that anymore. That was like royalties in itself. Yeah. We can bank off the cat people. Tard. You see, people like that. Let's see, I thought it was that cat with the clip lift. Now we have AI cats. Not sure about that last comment about the cat and the lip thing. I mean, I'm probably not remembering, but not really sure. Okay, it says here. So he's transitioning as he goes. Oh. Okay, if a part seems, it says a part seems angular, soften it significantly. If a part seems angular, what? If a part seems angular, soften it significantly? Oh my god. If a part seems angular, soften it significantly. Soften it. Why would I soften it? So, okay. Angular, huh? I'm not sure if I'm doing it right. Soften it significantly. Why would I soften it? Especially if it's angular. Should I not make it hard? Pause. Like this? Wouldn't that make more sense? No, that feels weird. Why am I? Ugh. Oh god. And if you want parts, fuck. If a part seems angular, soften it. And if you want parts to be smooth, blend it thoroughly before moving on to the next section. Blend them thoroughly before moving to the next section. Okay. Blend them before moving to the next section. Okay, let me look at this closely. Okay. If part seems angular, soften it significantly. Blend them thoroughly before moving on. Okay. He said blend. I could just blend them normally like this. I don't think I actually need the. Oh. Alright, so. Oh! So go back. Let's do that again. Okay. Oh, no, not that far back. Okay. Okay. I just hear it so many times, I just think of fighting games. And I keep forgetting to ask the questions, so I finally can pay attention to that. Later, when the sections are well defined, you want to create more delicate tonal divisions. Okay. From point, relax your hand. Wait, whoa? What? Whoa, what? If the part seems angular, often soften it significantly. Okay, we know about that. And if you want parts to be both, blend them thoroughly before moving them thoroughly from moving to one section. Later, when the sections are well defined and you want to create more delicate tonal divisions, you're from the point. Relax your hand. Relax your hand and use the brush to naturally describe the structure. What the fuck does that mean? With subtle tonal differences. This generally allows you to create more precise form. Okay. So he said later when the sections are well defined. I'll try. It's like right now I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. I really don't know where I'm going with this. Okay. visual. I try to do auditory as much as I can, but sometimes it just doesn't click. I have to see what the fuck. Sometimes I think the explanation could be pretty ass. Okay. Let's see here. What? Okay. I think the problem I'm doing is I'm doing the stroke thing again. Huh? Glutes? I didn't hear nothing about going glutes. Unless I got taken down, I didn't hear it. Unless I said glutes. Later, okay. And you want to create more delicate tonal divisions. Okay, from that point, relax your head. And then again, oh god. And use a brush to naturally describe the structure. Alright, that's subtle tonal differences. This generally allows you to create more precise forms. So it's good to remember these basic techniques. So go back. Okay. So it's good to remember these basic techniques when blending. Okay. Now let's talk about the hard brush. Okay. When blending, huh? So if I were to redo this. Alright, so let me see. Like this. So, hey, silly goober. Okay, like this. Okay. That's where my problem's laying. Okay. Okay. So this is gonna be darkened. And then as I go, I slowly start losing. Okay. And that's where the other problem comes in. I'm trying to narrow it down. Okay. So I have to do it like this. Darken as I go. And then lose. All right. And now what we're gonna do is erase this. Oop. Okay. And then like that. Okay. I got you, bud. Alright, oop, just did it again. Oh shit. I didn't eat absolutely nothing. I wish I could eat something. I did not eat a fucking thing. I might turn back on that treat stream thing back on again, I swear to God. I'm gonna turn that back on. Huh. Why is that song playing in my head? Take me home to the... Why is that playing in my head? I don't even like that song. I know. I most likely will. I won't have to. I'm on the verge of buying a pizza. I can't. Oh, jeez. What is that song called? I gotta check the song back. I gotta remember. I'm pretty sure I know what that song is. That wasn't the Flintstones, that song? The live action one, right? Oh God, cereal. My biggest nemesis. Oh, I was about to say, I was like, you know, it's funny. The funny thing about the live action, I remember as a kid going to go see it, but I don't remember leaving them. I don't remember leaving the movies. Like I don't like morning soup. That's what cereals to me. Cereal's morning soup. That's the thing about Yes, they used to promote cigarettes back in the day. Once they realized cigarettes was not only really bad, but it was cancer causing. I think they stopped doing that. See, the funny thing about that, I don't remember at all leaving the movie theater. I don't remember how the movie even ended. I don't remember any of it. Like, I remember going to go see it. I remember there was, like, I remember, like, somewhat scenes, but I don't remember, like, the ending. I don't remember leaving the movies. You think someone will actually steal a movie chair? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that. Will someone steal a movie chair? I don't know. People will steal anything. Fuck it. These days, I don't know. Will someone steal this movie chair? Is that thing? Is that something worth stealing? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't know if this is exactly what he was intending for us to understand. I don't know. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You are not wrong with that saying. The large ride can lead you to a very stupid path, even if motivated enough. Oh my gosh, shut the fuck. I haven't seen a Snickers commercial in a very long time. A hard brush, as the name suggests, it's a brush that makes strokes. Just to be clear, did you? Let me see, what did you? Okay, and then he said use the soft brush. That is nostalgic. Some commercials are very nostalgic for its age. I ran into someone on my Marvel Rivals. I was playing a ranked game. Dude name was OG Lit Liquor. I sent him a message into the chat. I said, "You are a real one." They said, "What for?" I said, "Because only the reals know that name, what that really means." He sent me a friend request after that. Shit was funny. Because as soon as I saw OG Lit Liquor, I was like, "You're a real one for that name." Commercials, yeah. It was a time of their life. Once you think you can express the light and shadow boundaries. Oh, let me see. Go back over. Okay. I'm not sure if I actually mastered this per se, this particular exercise here, but I'm just gonna save it up for now. All right. I'm gonna just put this away for now. Another advantage is that the hard brush creates divisions, like panels and stuff. The gradation separates into distinct sections. Let me see. Okay. Yes, he'll eat himself. It was it was Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I remember that. It was like two little toasts. They had like what, eyeballs, and they'll eat each other. do remember that. Another advantage is that the hard brush creates divisions like panels. It says the gradation separates into distinct sections. Okay. Making the coloring process very intuitive. Okay. However, the brush can be challenging for beginners and intermediates, since brush strokes are easily visible, the artwork can look messy, and if not done properly, the structure might appear unnecessarily angular. Oh, I get what he's talking about this. Okay. I personally studied most of my techniques using the hard brush, which is something I don't really use too much. While it's not perfect, I've brought some useful tips for blending. Okay. First, remember the opacity order. Generally, it's best to work in order from opaque to semi-transparent brush, and then to light brush. Rather than just adjusting the opacity value, it's best to control it flexibly with pen pressure. As you use pen pressure with opaque, semi-transparent, and light brushes. As you use pen pressure. Okay. As you use pen pressure with opaque. The brush will naturally decrease the pressure. Which is why the brush size often increases slightly with each use. Okay. By switching brushes in this order, you can create what the fuck? Which is why the brush often something. By switching brushes in order to while blending. You can create relatively gradual and natural transitions. It's better not to change the brush size with each stroke if possible. Constantly changing the size can make the form unstable. When blending, it's better to maintain a consistent size. And pen pressure to express the structure's stability. Okay, let's go briefly talk about the bouncing brush stroke. Where you can't, without lifting a brush. Start with strong pressure for dark beginning. Okay. Gradually decrease pressure. Okay, so we'll make a new one. And gradually decrease the pressure as you fit. Adjusting it in real time. The creases of this creates a flow that gradually becomes smaller and fainter. I kind of figured that out when doing that shit, but let's see. What is this? What? Okay, you know what? Better yet. Bro. What? Oh, it was just the color itself. What? Wait, what? 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 Bro. What? Huh, that's weird. Once you use this, you can create dense gradations without visible brush strokes. Be careful here. When you release pressure on the brush, it becomes smaller and the brush spacing narrows. It's recommended to paint slowly and calmly. Okay, I'm not crazy. When we paint like this, the strokes can become even, or the brush spacing might not become consistent. Okay. It helps to roughly something you want to paint in online. Start with wider spacing. Then gradually reduce pressure. Oh. Okay, so he's saying, okay. So he wants us to do this where he said make spacing, don't do it every 5 seconds. So I'm guessing he's saying do it like this, as I'm seeing here. Make some space. Okay. And then, oh wait, shit. Fuck. Okay, 1. That's too much of a giant transition. 1. Okay. I were to erase this bottom half. Oop. Bro. Just make a square, to be honest. While painting slowly as you go along, you can ease unnecessary paints or blend them again in different directions. This is the general method for using cursor. If you find this method difficult, you can paint in one direction like water. Lift the brush and pick up the color again and continue painting. Instead of using ATL, key the pick to middle colors. You can also create natural transitions by selecting the starting color and layering it. Remember that the color you pick doesn't have to be exactly the previous one. Wait, whoa, what? This is generally a method for using okay. If you find this method difficult, you can paint in one direction like watercolor. Lift the brush, pick it up, color again, and then continue. So using Alt key to pick. You can also create natural transitions. Remember that the color you pick doesn't have to be exactly the previous one. After expanding the tone like this, let's do it once from the opposite side, right side. Layer 2 or 3 while expanding 1 until you achieve your desired color. Until you judge it. One last thing I remember is that with model gradients, it's better to focus on color and tone here, rather than how smooth the boundaries are when using a hard brush. It's okay if you can do it. Airbrush and air tools. Focus on obvious issue you need to do. Okay. I'm sorry guys, we're doing all the boring shit. Okay, if the coverage isn't significant at this point, yeah, it's pretty early, so we can play game later. Very early, bud. Okay. Oh wait, whoa. Focus on observing what you need to create desired. Okay, it's just doing the typical thing. If the coverage isn't significant at this point, you can add another layer. You can touch up any unnatural boundaries with the hard brush. You can have the hard brush. You can also clean them up later. During the final stage, using an airbrush for retouching. Where are you using the brush? Pressure sensitivity can be difficult to understand until you get it. Let me explain a bit more about how to do the blending. Okay. It will be easier to understand. Okay. If you watch the demonstration while I explain. Okay. First, use an opaque brush to establish the most accurate shadow tone. An area you want to paint. Rather than frequently changing the brush size. Rather, first roughly sketch the single brush and font. Okay, only when working on detailed parts later. In my eyes, I first establish the form or shaded areas that are essential due to the light direction. I try not to change the brush size until I feel these oh god are significantly explained to the light direction. Okay, but it's not wrong. Let's see here. Okay, once you've finished with the large brush strokes, continue with an opaque brush of slightly different variations of the slope boundaries. Huh. Okay. Slightly different. Add shadows in areas we simplified. Okay, these placements are not that hard to figure out, but like, how do I make it more semi-realistic here? Something I'm missing? During the process, focus more on achieving the desired value colors. That's what we're looking at. Rather than the smoothness of graduation. Okay. Make brush store particular to the intended garden. Once the colors are well established, Proceed to find them calmly. Simultaneously. Complete. Okay. Oh no. Oh. So okay. So what he did was. Okay. So. For now, even if the light show boundaries appear angular. And realize I'll find later when it doesn't work. Okay. You know what, we'll just finish the video and then stop. There's a lot of information. That's a lot of information. I played Marvel Rivals early today. Yeah, I'm just watching this dude do this. I'm sorry, guys, that you're probably wondering why is he so quiet. I'm watching this. I am taking a course from RINO Tuna, and I'm trying to apply what I'm here. I would love to show you what I'm looking at, so you guys don't feel like we're just total silence. But I'm not allowed to because of legal reasons. Because if I show it, I'm gonna get in trouble. The RINO Tuna will send ninjas to choke me. Once you establish significant total differences. Once you establish yeah, you can create subtle variations under the light tones. I said burger, watch lush. Yes, they will. Clan, they'll send Cobra, they'll send Skeletor. Pretty much every 80 villain could fuck me up. Krang. Correct. I saw a meme where someone oh Jesus. I remember I remember fuck where damn it, I just lost my train of thought what I was gonna say. God damn it. Jesus, I just lost my train of thought. I think I was adjusting in real time with the film. While covering it with lighter colors. Oh yeah, that was it. I think you said that. I remember someone was referring to Orochimaru. But if you take Orochimaru and says a roach in my room, it sounds exactly the same. So if you put Orochimaru and it says Orochimaru, it's not that far off. That was the most funniest thing I ever heard. And yes, he did. Yes, he did. Let me see. Yeah. Add additional details with a smaller brush where needed. Wait. Add additional details with a similar brush. What? Hmm. I wonder if he ever invited women onto the boat. I'm pretty sure they did. Build up more precise. I mean, like celebrity women. Build up more precise details. Okay. Did it ever say what females went there? Because I never heard any about no females. I just hear all the men. Precisions can. So rather than trying to be perfect everything from the start, it's better to add detailed description after reaching. Since we'll continue using a hard brush throughout our drawing process. Think of it as a passive skill that greatly improves as you draw. Okay. Okay, take your time and build your skills, apparently. Holy hell. So wait, is there real women on that list? I'm just wondering. If so, did they ever mention them? If we need more precise expressions after this, we'll need to use the airbrush. Well, we need to use, okay, let me explain about the airbrush next. Yeah. That are difficult to achieve. It's frequently used when you want to connect tones. Okay. Smoothly and naturally rather than for structure. Okay. Smoothly. So, use for corrections, effects, and maximizing blending. The airbrush becomes highly versatile. Okay. If you are skilled at whoa, back up, bitch. No! Okay. When you use combinations, okay. However, beginners often find the brush difficult to control. Let's see here. And due to the soft edges, it can be structurally. It's gonna be for total expression. personally, I don't actually use the airbrush in the early stages. Okay. Wait, what? You don't use it? Due to the solid edges. Personally, I don't actively use the airbrush in my early stage. Okay, not in the beginning stage. Okay, gotcha. But since it's efficient for blending, I've learned some tips and used it partially. Okay. Let's look at some examples that are more good to know. Okay, it says here, first I recommend turning off a size. Oh wait, I first recommend turning off size adjustment based on pen pressure. Do I have that on? Hold up. I swear to God if I have that on. He said, first, I recommend turning off size adjustment based on pen pressure. Size adjustment, huh? Huh. Pen pressure, size adjustment. Oh, that's interesting. For example, if the brush size adjusts according to pen pressure, it can become too sharp at smaller sizes. So it's better to keep the pressure base size fixed. It's better to only allow opacity to be adjusted. Instead, use the bracket keys to adjust the size of the brush. Let's see. Or directly. Let's see. Hold on, bud. Okay, it's better to maintain same size constantly. Okay. So that's here to maintain, and it's good to use an airbrush. While thinking about different uses for different sizes. Okay, and changing sizes accordingly. Generally small airbrushes are used to soften hard edges. Medium brushes for smoothing. And larger brushes to expand to tones you've created. Okay. Defining brushes. She has to go swimming. For example, if you try too often, some edge might not blend significantly. Usually you first off dim the edges with a small brush. Okay, and after the edges have become soft, use a medium brush for blending. Okay. Alright. Okay. I'm gonna stop it from here. I'm going to stop the stream and we're gonna go and play some game. But before we do that, I'm gonna probably take a quick nap because I'm fighting demons here. So if I get a quick nap and wake up, I'll be back around 3 o'clock, or at least 4, and we'll play Marvel Rivals and then Zen, and then probably thing. Gotta go for an hour and a half bike ride a bit, most likely just debating to go now for later in the... No, that's right. I'm gonna stop for now. I'm gonna take a quick nap because I didn't get no nap. I was doing my job. I did a 12-hour shift, so like, well, no sleep. So I'm gonna get some sleep. All right, guys. I'll be back in a bit, and we're gonna play game or whatever. I was gonna do some artwork, but let me see. All right, I'm out. I'll be right back, guys. I'll see you in like an hour or two. Later.